I want to start with something most doctors don't say out loud. The protein powder industry generates billions of dollars every year marketing directly to seniors. And much of it is built on a premise that simply isn't accurate. Because the truth, backed by clinical research, is this. Several whole foods costing about $1 per serving outperform expensive protein powders in real-world muscle-building studies with older adults. I'm Dr. Sandra Mitchell, a geriatric and clinical nutrition physician with more than 2 decades of experience working with patients over 60. And today, I want to share 6 affordable, widely available foods that your body, specifically your aging body, is far better equipped to use than processed protein isolates. This isn't about trends, it's about biology. It's about the science of how muscles actually rebuild after 60. And it starts with understanding why the standard advice has been failing so many of our seniors. Stay with me, because what you learn in the next 12 minutes may genuinely reshape how you think about strength, independence, and aging. Here's something I explain to nearly every patient who walks in carrying a tub of protein powder. After the age of 60, your muscles don't just need more protein. They need protein that arrives in a form your body can actually recognize, absorb, and use efficiently. This phenomenon, called anabolic resistance, means that aging muscle tissue becomes progressively less responsive to isolated protein sources like whey or casein powders. What aging muscles respond to far more effectively are whole food proteins, foods that arrive naturally packaged with cofactors, healthy fats, minerals, probiotics, fiber, and bioactive compounds that amplify the muscle-building signal. Harvard Medical School researchers have highlighted this distinction repeatedly, noting that food matrix proteins drive meaningfully better muscle protein synthesis in older adults than equivalent amounts of isolated protein supplements. The common mistake I see? Seniors investing $50 to $80 a month in powders, mixing them with water, and wondering why they're still losing strength. Meanwhile, 6 simple foods at the grocery store, many under $1 per serving, are doing the work those powders simply cannot. Let's go through them one by one. Food number 1. Plain Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is one of the most well-studied whole food protein sources for seniors, and the results consistently impress. Here's what makes it special. Unlike whey protein, which spikes and clears your bloodstream quickly, Greek yogurt is predominantly casein protein, a slow-digesting form that releases amino acids steadily for up to 7 hours after you eat it. For aging muscles that have become resistant to short protein bursts, this slow, sustained delivery is far more effective at keeping muscle repair running throughout the day. A 12-week study found that participants consuming Greek yogurt showed significantly greater gains in strength and muscle thickness compared to those consuming a protein placebo. Results attributed specifically to the elevated and sustained amino acid availability that casein provides. Greek yogurt is also rich in leucine, the amino acid that most directly triggers the muscle-building pathway called mTOR, as well as live probiotics that improve gut health and enhance nutrient absorption across the board. The right way to eat it. Choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, not flavored varieties, which are loaded with sugar. Eat about 3/4 cup about 30 minutes before your main meal. Add fresh berries for antioxidants and a drizzle of honey to support amino acid uptake. For an even more complete combination, layer it with crushed walnuts and sliced banana, omega-3s for inflammation, potassium for muscle recovery. One common mistake: many seniors choose low-fat Greek yogurt to be healthier. But the fat in full-fat yogurt actually slows digestion further, extending that casein delivery window even longer. Food number 2. Cottage cheese. If Greek yogurt is underestimated, cottage cheese is practically invisible. And that's a shame, because the science behind it is remarkable. Researchers at Florida State University published findings showing that consuming cottage cheese before bed supports metabolism and muscle recovery overnight, confirming what clinical nutrition scientists had long suspected. Whole food casein works just as effectively as supplemental casein protein. Here's why it matters at night specifically. Muscle breakdown accelerates during sleep because your body enters a fasting state. A slow-digesting protein eaten 30 to 60 minutes before bed creates a sustained amino acid release throughout the night, effectively shielding lean muscle tissue during the hours when it's most vulnerable. Cottage cheese also contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a natural compound that helps inhibit the enzymes responsible for muscle tissue breakdown. And its calcium content, absorbed far more efficiently from whole dairy than from supplements, directly supports muscle contractions and helps prevent the nighttime cramping that so many seniors struggle with. The right way to eat it. 1 cup of full-fat cottage cheese, 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Mix in a tablespoon of ground flaxseed and a handful of fresh berries. The fat slows digestion even further. The antioxidants protect muscle tissue while you rest. For a slightly warmer option, stir in a dash of cinnamon. It improves insulin sensitivity, helping your muscles absorb nutrients more efficiently overnight. Pro tip from the clinic: let cottage cheese sit at room temperature for 10 to 15 minutes before eating. This small step activates its natural cultures and improves digestibility for seniors whose stomach acid production has declined with age. Food number 3. Whole eggs, yolk included. For decades, older adults were told to eat only egg whites. New research has turned that advice completely around. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that consuming whole eggs, yolk included, stimulates significantly greater muscle protein synthesis after exercise than consuming egg whites alone with identical protein content. The reason comes down to the yolk itself. The yolk contains vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and phosphatidic acid, a compound that activates mTOR, your body's master switch for muscle growth. This pathway becomes harder to trigger after age 60, which is exactly why seniors can eat adequate protein and still lose muscle. Whole eggs naturally help reactivate it. The concern about cholesterol? Research has consistently shown that for most healthy older adults, natural dietary fat from whole eggs does not negatively affect heart health when part of a balanced whole food diet, a point the American Heart Association has revisited multiple times in recent years. The right way to eat them: soft-boiled or poached is ideal, whites fully set, yolk slightly runny. This preserves the delicate omega-3s and fat-soluble vitamins in the yolk. Eat within 30 minutes of waking to jumpstart muscle synthesis for the day. Pair with spinach sautéed in olive oil. The nitrates in spinach improve blood flow, helping nutrients reach your muscle tissue faster. One critical warning: scrambling eggs over high heat for a long time oxidizes the cholesterol in the yolk. Ironically, the one preparation method most seniors use. Lower heat, shorter time. Food number 4. Black beans. At under 50 cents per cup, black beans are among the most nutritionally complete muscle support foods you can buy at any American grocery store, and the science behind them is genuinely surprising. Research affiliated with Harvard School of Public Health found that older adults who consumed legumes daily maintained higher levels of anabolic hormones, including growth factors that naturally decline after age 60, compared to those eating equivalent protein from processed sources. The practical result was that their muscle endurance matched people significantly younger. What makes black beans so effective is their complete nutritional matrix. 15 grams of protein per cup, slow-digesting complex carbohydrates that prevent the energy crashes that cause afternoon leg fatigue, and resistant starch, a prebiotic fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria and supports what researchers are now calling the gut-muscle axis. A healthy gut microbiome directly influences muscle growth, energy regulation, and hormonal balance in ways we are only beginning to fully understand. Black beans also supply antioxidants that protect muscle cells from oxidative stress, the silent cellular damage that accelerates tissue breakdown in aging adults. The right way to eat them: soak dried black beans overnight with a splash of apple cider vinegar. This breaks down phytic acid, which can block mineral absorption. Cook slowly with bay leaves and cumin to improve digestibility. Combine with brown rice in a 1-to-1 ratio to create a complete amino acid profile rivaling meat. Add a squeeze of fresh lime. The vitamin C dramatically increases iron absorption, delivering more oxygen to your working muscles. Best timing: Lunch, 4 to 5 days per week, when cortisol levels naturally drop and your muscles are most primed for nutrient uptake and recovery. Food number 5, canned sardines. This is the food most seniors walk past without a second glance, and it might be the most undervalued protein source in the entire grocery store. For roughly $1 per can, sardines deliver approximately 23 grams of complete protein, a meaningful dose of vitamin D, which most seniors are chronically deficient in, and some of the highest concentrations of EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids available in any whole food. That combination is extraordinarily powerful for aging muscles. Vitamin D deficiency in older adults is directly linked to muscle weakness, slower recovery, and elevated fall risk, a connection the NIH has documented extensively. Omega-3 fatty acids, meanwhile, reduce the intramuscular inflammation that slows repair and make every gram of protein you eat work more effectively. They essentially amplify the muscle-building signal at the cellular level. The right way to eat them. Choose sardines packed in olive oil or water with the bones intact. The soft bones are safe to eat and provide highly absorbable calcium that prevents muscle cramping. Mash with half an avocado and lemon juice, then spread over whole grain crackers for a perfect balance of protein, healthy fat, and slow carbohydrates. If the flavor is too strong, mix with mustard or capers. The taste softens considerably. Best timing: within 2 hours of any physical activity, even a light walk. Research suggests this post-movement window significantly increases the rate of muscle protein synthesis from consumed protein. Food number 6, lentils. Lentils may be the most science-backed dollar-per-serving muscle food on this list, and they do something none of the others do. Beyond their impressive profile of plant protein, iron, folate, and magnesium, lentils are one of the few foods that contain meaningful amounts of spermidine, a natural compound identified by researchers in Japan as a trigger for autophagy, your body's built-in process of clearing out damaged cellular material and regenerating healthier tissue. In aging muscle, this translates to cells that function more like younger tissue. Lentils also provide the ideal combination of protein and complex carbohydrates, giving your muscles both the structural building blocks and the steady fuel required to rebuild efficiently. Unlike processed protein powders, lentils arrive with fiber, antioxidants, and minerals that simultaneously protect your heart, liver, and gut. The right way to eat them: cook dry lentils, skip the high-sodium canned versions. Season with turmeric and black pepper in bone broth instead of plain water. Turmeric reduces inflammation. Black pepper increases its absorption dramatically. Try sprouting lentils for 48 hours before cooking to increase their protein availability and make them gentler on aging digestion. Best combination: serve over quinoa in a 2-to-1 ratio. Together, they form a complete protein profile comparable to animal sources, without the heaviness. Here's a simple daily framework that incorporates all 6. Morning: 2 soft-boiled whole eggs with sautéed spinach and whole grain toast. Mid-morning snack: 3/4 cup plain Greek yogurt with berries, walnuts, and a drizzle of honey. Lunch: black bean and brown rice bowl with lime, garlic, and cumin, or lentil soup cooked in bone broth. Afternoon snack: 1 can of sardines mashed with avocado on whole grain crackers. Dinner: lentil and quinoa bowl with roasted vegetables and turmeric. Before bed: 1 cup of full-fat cottage cheese with flaxseed and fresh berries. This isn't a strict protocol, it's a template. Even incorporating 2 or 3 of these foods consistently, replacing processed snacks and powders, can produce meaningful, measurable differences in strength within weeks. The pattern I see in my strongest, most independent older patients is not perfection. It's consistency with real, whole food day after day, chosen over the processed convenience products that dominate so many seniors' diets. Here's what I want you to take from today. Muscle loss after 60 is real, but it is not inevitable, and it is far more treatable through nutrition than most people are told. The body responds to food it recognizes, food built by nature, not manufactured in a lab. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, whole eggs, black beans, sardines, and lentils are not just affordable alternatives to protein powders. In many cases, the research shows they are superior alternatives, delivering more effective, more sustained muscle support for an aging body. Before making significant dietary changes, please consult with your physician, especially if you have kidney disease, diabetes, or take medications that affect protein metabolism. This video is educational guidance, not individualized medical advice. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 foods are you already eating, and which one surprised you most? Drop your answer in the comments below. I personally read every one. If this helped you today, please share it with someone over 60 who deserves to know this. Because getting older doesn't have to mean getting weaker, not when you know what to put on your plate. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.